Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we're going to give this just a minute to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to jump on before we get started. So in the meantime, good morning. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing day. I'm going to sip my coffee just a second. I know it's not technically morning on the East Coast, but when you work late into the night, it's technically morning. So I'm going to sip on my coffee for a second and give you guys all a moment to jump on. Anyone watching the replay, please, please, please feel free to fast forward until this hangout begins. Do me a favor, if you're live now, go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook to say I'm in. Google Hangouts is telling me a certain number, and I want to make sure that we are all here. We can all get going together. All right. Good morning. I see someone joined us. Good morning. Again, anyone watching the replay, feel free to fast forward just a little bit until it starts. I'm holding off until you see that people have joined us and that we're all on here together. We're going to get started in just a moment, you guys. I'm curious who all's watching. If you're tuned in, will you send me a private message on Facebook and say, ooh, it's me, it's me. All right, so let me post this link one more time, and then we'll go ahead and get going. Okay, so good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. We are talking the pink campaign. We're talking about going pink, and we're talking about how we're going to be getting there. This is a pretty major thing, and I think that people don't necessarily recognize that pink is that first major leadership and foundation of our business. So if you think about it, growing pinks is growing a strong foundation. When I say growing pinks, I mean growing pink status presenters, growing yourself as a pink status presenter, identifying pink status presenters in your organization and helping them do what they need to do with the tools that you can provide to help them get to pink. Because when you do that, you get to blue. So let me explain exactly a little bit further. I had said before in our pink campaign group, if you're blue, this is for you too. If you're blue, your goal is still pink. If you're green, your goal is still pink. As an exclusive purple status presenter running for black status, my goal is still pink. And here's why. I need to be able to look down across the board. I need to be able to look into my organization and identify women who want pink, who are capable of pink, no matter how many generations deep. I need to be able to look down and identify them as pink status presenters, even if they aren't yet technically a pink status presenter. I need to be able to do that because say that they are 2 generations deep. If I can help a woman, my first generation, identify, hey, those 2 women, those 2 first generations of yours, Those women, they're capable, they want it, and we can help provide them the tools to get pink. If I can identify them, then I've just also not only helped identify 2 pinks, I've helped identify blue. Because she may not even realize, hey, blue is totally possible. I need to identify these 2 pinks. So as an exclusive purple, I'm still identifying pinks. It's the same thing with greens. I need, as exclusive purple, getting to wanting to go black, I need 4 green elite status presenters in my organization. What that means is I need to look over my organization and I need to say, okay, these 4 women, they want green. So together we need to look for, how many would that be? 5 pinks. So maybe it's that we find 5 pinks and 4 of them are 2 generations deep from my greens. That means we found 5 pinks and 2 blues. It's going to get them to green. We're growing a strong foundation for our organization, and that trickles up, right? We have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful circle of success. And because the success of others leads to our success, our ultimate goal needs to be building that strong foundation of pink. As someone who is going for pink yourself, this is a fantastic opportunity because right now you get to learn the tools to get to pink, which means once you've learned them, you can teach those tools, or a roadmap, if you will, to the women who are coming into your organization so that you can then identify your pink status presenters and you can, oh, forgive me if you can give me just 1 second, you guys. Okay, forgive me about that. I am back. Little girls, this is work at home mommy, you guys. So you're looking at this roadmap, right? And you've learned it. You've learned it on your own journey to pink, which is what we're about to lay out here in just a moment. And because you've learned it, you can now teach it to the women coming into your organization. You can then still have your goal be pink, even when you're pink. Your goal is still pink because you want to be blue. Next is blue. That's the next stop. I'm going to help 2 women get to pink. I'm going to do exactly what they're doing. While I'm helping them get to pink, I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to do exactly what they're doing. And in so, I'm going to get to blue because it's the same roadmap to blue. It's the same roadmap to elite green. It's the same roadmap all the way up. You take the same actions, ensuring that we're giving the tools to our success line so that those women can take the actions to really get their business starting and reach pink. That is the base of a strong foundation. So what are those tools? It's a roadmap. I right now am on the East Coast. If I wanted to drive, I know my goal. I want to get to convention. My goal is St. Louis. I know where I want to go. I want to go really bad. I really want to get there. So I'm going to drive. I decided. I don't have a map. Without a map, I'm going to be taking all kinds of loopy turns. Hey, there's a road. Is that it? Maybe I should take it down that road. I'm going to get lost, you guys. We have to have a roadmap. And then once I find my roadmap to St. Louis, I need to follow it. You know what? There are probably going to be points on the roadmap where my passenger sitting next to me says, ooh, that could be a shortcut. And maybe your passenger is a little guy on your shoulder, right? Wanting to maybe take an easier route. Looking for a shortcut, and this is often, I'll explain the most common shortcut that people look for. Looking for a shortcut is most likely going to get us lost. If we have that roadmap, right, to our goal of pink, or my goal is St. Louis, right? We have our roadmap, we need to follow it. That roadmap is our best friend. That roadmap is going to take us straight to our destination. It's going to take us right to pink. It just really, really is. The most common shortcut that people look for on this roadmap to pink is to not be thorough in their training. So that is the first part. I'm going to move this back just a little bit. It seems to be wobbling every time I move. That's the first part of this. Be thorough in your training. So you guys hear me say it a lot on the team pages. It's almost like a mantra, right? Angela says this all the time, all the time. Be thorough in your training. Book, network, sell, sponsor, and do it again. And again, and again, and again. So that's our roadmap. And I'm going to break it down for you. And I'm going to help you figure out how. Is all good and well to say book, network, or forgive me, book, be thorough in your training. Uh-oh, was I looking for a shortcut? Be thorough in your training, book, network, sell, sponsor, and do it again. But sometimes it feels kind of overwhelming to hear it. So if we break it down into easy how-tos, you know, this is the first stop. This is the second stop. This is the third. Let's get there together, right? When we break it down, you guys are going to be able to see how really easy and duplicatable and easy for you to teach your organization the same thing, give them these same tools, the same roadmap, for them to do the exact same thing. And you're getting a stronger and stronger and stronger foundation for continued growth, right? So the first one is be thorough in your training. This is one, again, where when you're looking at that roadmap toward your goal of pink, this is one where women often look for that shortcut. The team pages and there's the tag team party peeps, and it looks like I'm gonna have to sit down and watch this video, and I'll just do it later. I'm gonna go book these parties, and here, I'll just go do this now and it'll be fine. The problem there is that then we don't have a roadmap for our parties, you guys. Be thorough in your training is giving you a roadmap for your parties. That is giving you a roadmap for the bookings themselves. Without a roadmap, you're going to get lost. I'd like to share with you exactly how my first month with Unique started before I had that roadmap. I'd like to share with you exactly how my career, my network marketing career was going, how my parties were going, what I was doing in my parties, because you don't know what you don't know, and I didn't even know there was training. I didn't know. Actually, that's not true. That is not true. I was looking for a shortcut. I did know there was training. Amber Voigt has created training. I believe her training would be a little bit different than what I do and the training I discovered, which I feel launched my business. Brianne Kerr, same with her. It's a little bit different than the training that she learned that launched her business. But there was the Team Sparkle website, and I didn't go to it, you guys. I skipped my training. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what that looked like. Why skipping your training and not being thorough in your training and not having a roadmap for your parties to have a roadmap in general to get to your goal of pink is not wise. So looking back, I went back through, I began in July of 2014, 8 days in. So one weekend to the day I began, and I remember differently than my website tells me. I went back and looked at my old parties all the way back to my very first one, and I remember a little bit differently. I remember that I was really excited and I started my launch party, and that's when I found the tag team party peeps and I rocked it out and life was great. Woohoo, I turned pink. That's not what happened, you guys. That's not what happened. So looking back on it, I cannot, without pulling it up, I can't give you the exact dates. It was about 4 or 5 days after I began as a presenter. I started presenting for a hostess. I booked a party before I did my launch. I booked a party before I ever did any party training. I have never been in network marketing. I had never been invited to an online event. In fact, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I knew that I wanted this. I knew that I was excited about this. And in so, I knew that I was going to do it, right? So I started a party for a woman named Sharon Strickland. Many of you may recognize her name, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Sharon's party, it didn't qualify. It didn't. It felt kind of successful, even though my hostess didn't get her rewards, which was kind of lame. But in that party, I went and I jumped on Pinterest, and I do remember, and I look back on it because I wanted to make sure my memory served me right. I looked on Pinterest. I looked on the internet, And I went and I grabbed infographics and pictures of girls way up close with their lashes like this, with wording all around the picture, and a picture of the 3D mascara here with like diamonds sparkling out from it or something. And I spammed it. I spammed it all over the event page. And I'm like, get it, $29, you want this. Ladies, the Love It Guarantee. And I spammed it with a picture of the Love It Guarantee. And I just started throwing infographics at people. Guilty, you guys. Oh no. And we've all done it. We have all done it. Okay. There's a better way. Be thorough in your training. So that party ended, actually didn't end. I continued and I started another party while that party was going, as it turns out, for a woman named Anne-Marie Fowler. Some of you may recognize her name, and I'll tell you why in a second. And Anne-Marie's party really didn't qualify. Like, not even 75 PRS didn't qualify. But I did it. And the very next day, I started another one. This was with a woman named Samantha Bellina. My third party, a woman named Samantha Bellina. And you may recognize her name. And if you do, I'll tell you in a second why. And this party totally qualified, you guys, because Samantha bought all the product. I was spamming people again, left and right, spamming people. Samantha bought all the product. And, you know, yeah, I could have been really, really upset about this. I could have been really down in the dumps. These parties aren't working for me. You know, this business doesn't work for me. But I kept going. The very next day, so this means that Sharon Strickland, my first party, was still open. I started another party with a woman named Angela Russell. Angela's party sold one mascara. One. And she bought it. My hostess. So, looking back, 4 parties, 3 of them didn't even qualify. 2 of them, only the hostess bought, and that was one of the ones that qualified. You could say I had a whole lot of flops, but I'm going to tell you why they weren't. And I'm going to tell you what happened once I did get thorough in my training, which came up next with my launch. So first, I'm going to tell you why they weren't. The reason you may recognize those women's name is because 3 out of 4 of those women became presenters in my organization. And one, the very first one, Sharon Strickland, my first party, she had a friend who became my very first presenter ever. I remember receiving that message from her during Sharon's party. Her name was Jessica, and she said, hey, can you give me more information on becoming a unique presenter? This was before Sharon even registered as a presenter. I was ecstatic. So you can see how having parties, you guys, as our roadmap, booking, right, is going to lead to sponsoring. So we'll get to that in a second. My 5th party ever was my launch. And I had Bree get in touch with me, and she was talking about launch parties, and I got the idea of it. I'm like, okay, if this were a brick and mortar, right? If this were a brick and mortar store, I'd have a grand opening. It's the same sort of idea. Right on, let's do it. So I opened a 10-day link, and again, it just started spamming people with infographics, spamming them. And then Bree got in touch with me about 3 days into my party. She was so excited, and she said, Angela, I just found these women. They're network marketing gurus. They're hilarious. They're so much fun, and they're brilliant. They're brilliant at parties. They have a party training. It's a live webinar coming up tonight. We have to be on that call. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So I jumped on that call. And that night, learning the tag team party peeps party training method, I became thorough in my training. I got excited. I got inspired. I found the roadmap to how to party, right? I found the training. Suddenly, parties had a completely different face, and I was thrilled. I completely changed the face of my launch, and it went from 8 guests going to 48 guests going just by following their method. Additionally, I revamped everything. I told everyone, hey, there's going to be a live portion to this party. It's going to happen at this date, at this time. Just show up on the event page, and it'll all go down, and we're going to have lots of fun. That launch, my 5th party ever, sold 795 PRS, and it booked a total of 31 parties for the next month. And actually, I don't believe it booked 31 parties. It probably booked more like 10 or 11 parties. And then I was booking from my bookings, right? I was networking and meeting people, which we're going to talk about in a second. So when we talk about these 5 things, this is our roadmap, these 5 things. The very first step is be thorough in your training. And a 795 PRS party after 4 flops speaks volumes. 4 flops that I didn't book anything from. These were my friends. I wasn't booking from them, right? But that 5th party, my launch, having booked so many parties for the very next month off of it, that shows people were having fun. People were into it. People liked what I had been trained to do and the material I was sharing, to the point that they were buying, the point that they were booking, the point that I was sponsoring. All right, I didn't just sponsor those 3 women, Sharon Strickland, Samantha Bellina, and Anne-Marie Fowler. I sponsored 4 from my first parties, okay, because Jessica, Sharon's friend, decided to join. And then at the end of that month, you guys, following my launch, I had 9 total presenters in my organization, and I was a pink status presenter in 3 weeks. So if you're white status and you just joined, if you're yellow status and think, oh, pink is so hard, how am I going to get there? This is how, all right? This is how. So stick with me. The very first part, be thorough in your training. The second part, it's time to book. So you've done your Tag Team Party Peeps training. You've done your hostess coaching. All of these things are on the pin post, those 2 things, step 5 and step 9 of the pin post in Team Nourished. And you've checked out the video beauty bar, which is in the team files under About Parties, a document called About Parties you can access to review the video beauty bar. Just check it out, right? You've done these things. We're booking. We're really booking this month, and we're really excited. And it's like, it's crazy. We're on fire. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is going to lead to such insane success. And this month, it's going to lead to pink. So we book. Booking seems really sometimes intimidating because they say we're doing a booking blitz and we're getting in touch with 100 people and we got to sit down and message them all right now. And oh my gosh, wow, really? That's a lot. It doesn't have to be that way. You may want to do that because of the Team Nourished Challenge, right? You may want to do that because you have a goal of pink this month. But you don't have to go about it that way all the time. Booking can be as easy as every single day sitting down and reaching out to 10 new people. 10 new people a day. With the simple booking verbiage, it's in the Team Nourished team files. You can use that as a foundation, or maybe you're close with them and you can just say, hey, I'm working to grow my organization. I really love this stuff anyway, and I want to share it with you. Let's share it with your friends. Do you wanna create an event and get in on this with me? If you're close enough to her, she's probably gonna say yes to that. There are lots of ways to go about it. Here's the thing. 10 women a day is not intimidating. And 10 women a day doesn't have to be the way it is forever either. Because as you noticed from my launch party, I booked a bunch of parties. 10 women a day is where you're getting the foundation of parties on the books, right? We're getting parties on the books to begin with. From there, we're booking from our bookings, which is awesome, right? Because you go into a party and you go in with the idea, with the mindset of, I'm booking from my bookings, and your goal can be, my personal goal, I'll share that with you because you can make your own goal. My personal goal is 3 parties booked from every party, which means sometimes I have 1, sometimes I have none. It happens. Sometimes I have 5 or 6. You can incentivize women to book. You can incentivize them by offering their hostess, so get their hostess in on helping you get them booked, right? So Georgia Cribb, a woman in our company, she goes to the dollar store and she gets little makeup bags and she fills them with little clear nail polishes and nail files and cutesy socks, and calls it a pampering package. And when her hostesses help you book 3 parties from her party, she gets the pampering package. Now you can do a mascara, you can do whatever you want. Georgia keeps it cheap, keeps it simple, keeps it kind of cute and unique, you know, we're unique. But either way, she's going to have an invested interest in helping you get these bookings, and her friends are going to be told, hey, when 3 of you book, your friend is going to get pampered. I'm giving her a pampering package. Or your friend is automatically going to get that 3D mascara that she's been wanting for so long. And guess what? When you book and 3 of your friends do the same, you're going to get the same, plus those hostess rewards. It's a really good way to incentivize hostesses. You may also notice I'm talking all online here, you guys. These things are going to apply to in-person parties too. I just wanted to say that to you so that you understand that booking does not necessarily have to be online. Booking means events, in-home, online, groups, Facebook events, whatever it might be, you're booking, okay? So booking parties from your parties is going to lead to more parties. So we're not constantly having to look for booking, to do booking blitzes in that way with our friends, because what comes next after booking? Network. You guys, we are in network marketing. If we're not networking, we're going to have trouble getting bookings. Who are we going to have to market to, right? We have to be constantly expanding our network. This is so crucial in our roadmap. This is so, so crucial. Okay, so networking is going to be in an event. This is how I do it, and I have it in the Team Nourished team files. If you go to the document that's networking and parties, it's all laid out for you, and there's a link there for follow-ups. You can follow it. But essentially, when women join the event, when women select that they're going, after their hostess has done what the Tag Team Party Peeps teaches us to teach them to do, right? Which is to reach out one-on-one, not in a group message, but one-on-one, personally invite them to this event, let them know they want them there, and they join, we have common ground. We have a friend in common. We have a product in common, a line, right? And I want to be able to share that with her and answer her questions one-on-one, and I'd like to be able to get to know her. So I am going to network with her. I'm going to send the women who join and the women who say they're going a friend request. Now, if you're in groups doing your events, there should be no one in that group who did not say they wanted to be there. That means that your hostess was reaching out and asking people if they'd like to be included. I'd avoid the word add. People don't want to be added to anything. Would you like to be included in this event I have going on? Then once they confirm, yes, I want to be included, you add them to the event. Super great, or to the group. Super great. But if you're doing groups, every single person in there is someone who said yes. So every person in there is someone you can send a friend request to. What I do in my events is people who are going, people who've joined, not just the people who are invited, because they haven't said that they want to be there. Those people I send friend requests to. Once they accept my friend request, and this is at the beginning of the party, I do it. I believe Bree does it at the end of the party. People do this differently. I do it this way for a very specific reason, and I'll explain that. I do it at the beginning of the party, and once they accept my friend request, I look at the personal wall. Who is this woman? You know, what do we have in common? What common ground do we share beyond our friend and our interest in unique? Is she a hunter? Is she a gardener? Does she have children? Does she like hiking? Does she like crafting? What do you have as common ground? And once you get that, reach out to her and say, hi, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you. My name's Angela. You know, any friend of Heather's, it's my hostess, is a friend of mine. I see that you have, that you're an avid hiker. Oh my gosh, my husband and I just hiked the most beautiful waterfall last month. I'm so glad I found someone else who I can talk to about hiking. I love that. Oh, and you know what, I will, you know, maybe, and then ask her a question. Forgive me, I got ahead of myself. So you mention the thing you have in common. You say that you do have it in common, and then you ask her a question about it. Where were you guys hiking in those pictures on your page? They're gorgeous. How often do you go? And then say, I'm excited to see you on the event page. So by doing this, you are, you're connecting. And if you'll notice, I didn't say anything about that party. I didn't say anything about the unique line. I didn't say anything about the products, because you connecting with her cannot be about unique. That can't be why. A sale cannot be why you're connecting with her, right? You're connecting with her to get to know her. It has to be about her and your new relationship with her. So yes, say you'll see her on the event page. That puts it back to how I know you in the first place. That makes a lot of sense. So she's probably going to respond 9 times out of 10 with more than just thanks, because you asked her a question and you have an interest in the conversation that she is interested in. So she's probably going to reply, and she's going to say, you know, oh yeah, we went to this campground and we went hiking last weekend. It was fabulous, you know. And then she might ask you something about yourself, and look, you guys, you just made a new friend. You guys are the beautiful thing about network marketing is that we are in a business based on relationships. Human relationships are the heartbeat of life. They really are. Human relationships are They're special, they're precious, they're really important to us as human beings. And this business has brought me some of my very best friends outside of Unique. Women who have never ordered from me. Maybe they just weren't interested, but they're interested in me and they care about me, which also means that these women who've never ordered, never hosted, and didn't become presenters, these same women are the ones who, if someone says, hey, you know, does anyone know where to get that mascara? They're going to tag me. They're going to connect me. They're going to say, hey, there's a woman in my office. They're going to private message me and say, hey, Ange, there's a woman in my office and she was talking about that mascara. Can you hook her up? Because they care about me, because we're friends. So yes, that is a wonderful aspect of it. But the point is that you've started a relationship. Networking is about creating an authentic relationship with another human being. And that's a really special thing for us to be able to have. Always, always remember, these people in these parties, they're not sales. They're human beings, okay? That's key. That's going to go far. And what else that's going to lead to, and that's why I do this before instead of after, and I may be wrong, please don't quote me on saying that Bree does it after, I'm not 100%, but what this means is that you've now created a friendship and a relationship with someone so that during the party, right, when you're sharing all the stuff that you learned in your training, because we're thorough in our training and then we book, right, and then we're networking, that's going to naturally lead to sales and sponsoring. It's going to lead to booking more parties, right? That networking is going to go back to booking more parties. People are going to want to book with you. They like you. They want to help you now, right? You're friends. You've connected. Not only are you sharing this line with them in a very educated way so that it's fun, you have a roadmap for the party, you know what you're doing, right? Not only are you doing that, but you are a human being now in their eyes, not just a sales lady. You've connected in that way. And they want to hear what you have to say because now you're a person. You're not just a unique presenter. Being thorough in your training, booking, and networking are naturally going to lead to sales and sponsoring. Sponsoring because now you've connected with them. They know you as a human being. And they see, wow, this business is fun. You know, this business is doing things for her and she really enjoys it. And it may not be directly out of that party that you're sponsoring. It might be 10 months down the road that this woman from 10 months ago party who you connected with by networking gets in touch with you and he's like, all right, Ange, tell me a little bit more about this. I gotta get in on this, okay? Who knows? But it is going to be a natural progression from training, booking, and networking that sales and sponsoring are gonna go down. So one thing that I would like to show you, we are planting seeds always. We plant them with our hostesses. We do attraction marketing on our personal wall, and we plant seeds with the women who order from us. And so I want to show you the first real seeds that I plant after someone orders from me, and not at the end of the party, not at the very end of the party. I send this to them the moment the order goes through because I know they're online and because it's fresh on their mind and because I don't want them to have buyer's regret for pushing that submit button with their order. I want them to feel confident in their order. I want them to feel confident in who they ordered it from. I send them this 40-second video of myself. So it's not a picture of thank you and me typing thank you. It is a video of myself. And I'm going to play it for you so you can see. And then I'm going to talk about the seeds that I've planted in it. That's my happy dance I do each and every time I get an order. I just want to say thank you so much. This business and your order means so much to me. It is literally the backbone. Parties are the backbone of my business, and you having ordered and contributing to that, it means so much to my family. This is how we pay the mortgage. This is how I make my band payment each and every month. The fact that you're contributing to that and to my family, it means a lot to us, and I just need you to know that. I need you to know how grateful I am for you and how excited I am for your hostess. She is now also close to her goals because you have contributed. So thank you so much. You are amazing and wonderful. Okay, that is sent directly to their private message inbox. And I, as you can see, I'm personable in it. I'm happy. They made me happy. I say your hostess because I send the same one. It's rather generic in that I don't have to make a new one, right? I don't say anyone's name. It is personable. They feel connected to me. I'm now their presenter. I promise you that. There is no question there that they're going to be coming to me as their presenter. Of course, I'm going to ask them if they'd like to be included in my VIP page too. But we've made that connection in the very beginning of the party. Now they've ordered from me. Now I'm planting seeds. I'm letting them know you're helping me and my family. Okay, for starters, that feels good to help someone. For someone to say, you just made something, you just did something that's special for me and my family. That feels good. I like that, right? Okay. But also, or rather, and also, I stated that this is the backbone of my business. This is how I pay my van payment, my mortgage. And you guys, this may not be how you pay your van payment and your mortgage. You may not be there yet. Maybe this is how you and your husband go out for a date night every other weekend. Maybe this is how you help pay for your gas. And when I say help pay for your gas, maybe this is $10 toward your gas, okay? It doesn't matter. You say, this is how I help pay for my gas each and every month. And you just made that possible. This is how I'm able to take my kids, you know, out on the weekends to go do something they want to do and not stray from our budget. And you made that possible. Okay, so for one, that's planting seeds in that I want to be able to go out with my husband and not stray from our budget. I want to be able to take my kids out and not stray from our budget. I want more money for gas. She stays home. This is what she does. I want that, right? Also, you're saying that this is really part of your life. This is doing this. So when you ask her if she'd like to be a hostess, she has more of a vested interest in being interested in being a hostess and giving even more without you having to say, will you give me even more? It's been planted up there, right? She now has it in the mindset of, I am a supporter. I support this woman. And I want to. And I want to, and that's a positive thing. The other thing is that I always let my hostesses know, oh my gosh, your party, thank you so, so much. Your party just made it possible for me to make the rest of our electric bill next month 100%. Don't even have to dip into the budget. Can you say that that is pretty good incentive for that hostess to want to become a presenter? You can even add maybe in just a little while down the conversation, gosh, you know, your party was just so amazing. I can't get over it. Have you ever considered being a unique presenter? Okay, do you see how, obviously, then, knowing what you're doing going into a party by being thorough in your training, booking and networking are going to lead to sales and sponsoring. Parties, they are the foundation of our roadmap. They're going to lead you to sales and sponsoring. They're going to lead you to more parties. They are going to lead you to your goal of pink. And if they can lead me there in 3 weeks, when I started out doing flops, technically, right? If you think about, I was blind going in, I was spamming people with infographics. They are going to lead you to your goals rather rapidly, okay? Here's the thing. What's a flop? What does that mean? Is there a difference between a failure and failing? You guys, there is. If you sell 1,000 PRS in product and network with no one, versus if you sell, let's say, not even anything. Let's say not even anything. You sell nothing and you network with 10 women. Guess which one I believe is the flop? Personally, I believe that 1,000 PRSs, because you have opened no doors. You have made it, you are the presenter that customer is talking about to another presenter when she says, oh, I bought this mascara a while back from a friend's party, but I don't know who sold it to me and I can't remember. Can you help me? I think you sell mascara. Oh, you just lost someone because you didn't network with her. And now she went to this other presenter. She didn't even know your name to be able to tell her. If you sell 1,000 PRS and you network with no one, that is a flop. That is a failed party in my mind. That's 1,000 PRS in the now, but that is not growing your organization. That's not expanding the horizon of your organization and making it so that you can have more in the future. And that is the backbone of everything for network marketing. It's not a marketing network, it's network marketing. Networking comes first. That is so, 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 so key. So don't feel like, oh, you know, 3, 4, 5 parties in a row and only one qualified and 2 of them didn't even sell a thing and I'm just failing. How many women did you network with? That is golden. That is worth its weight in gold. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Even more so than sales, because guess what? Parties that sold barely anything turned into new presenters for me in a growing organization, okay? And it's gonna happen for you. It's happened for I promise you, every single presenter out there who parties, that's how it happens. Presenters who are known for partying, right? Cara Lewis Newton, she'll be the first to say that 2/3 out of every party either don't, of the ones she has, and she has a lot. She books about 12 going at once. Out of every single 2/3, most of them don't qualify. Those 2/3, I'm sorry, yeah. And some of them don't even have any sales. They just don't, but she networks, okay? That's what it comes down to. So don't think this isn't for me if after 3 or 4 parties you're feeling like you have barely any in sales, because I promise you are growing your organization, and our personal sales are not what it's all about. It's just not. Flops, as you would put it, 0 sales, non-qualified parties, they're going to happen. Embrace them. And if you feel like you need to switch up your training, you have your training. Get creative. Cara Lewis Newton created her whole entire own training. And that just goes to show that as presenters, we have the world of creativity at our fingertips. We can do whatever we can get creative about. And as long as you have training, so you have a foundation of what a party can look like and the important aspects of a party, which are going to be discussed in there, you can take those aspects and you can build anything upon it to create the most amazing consideration that has ever been. Okay? So don't think that, okay, I've done 20 parties and really I'm not feeling it, my guests aren't feeling it. Don't think that parties are not the way. Just think, maybe I need to switch it up a little bit. Maybe I need to do something else that's a little more true to me and who I am and what works for me and my customers. Yeah, and then that's it. The key is to network and keep going. So the goal is pink, and we have our roadmap. Be thorough in your training, book, network, sell, sponsor, and do it again and again and again, and teach your success line this duplicatable method. Because when you do that, you are going to hit pink. And then the next month, it's very likely that you're going to hit blue because your goal is still pink, because you're still doing this and you've identified your pinks and your goal is their goals. And then the next month, you're probably going to hit green because you've identified 5 pinks. 2 of them are probably under 2 women who can be blues. And you're going to teach them this method. They're going to learn it and they're going to teach it. And it's a beautiful circle that's going to keep on going. It's going to keep on going. It's fully duplicatable. And it's about growing a strong foundation. And that is the heart of our pink campaign, the strong foundation to our organizations. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to message me and I will get back with you just as soon as I can. I'm so glad you guys were able to tune in, and I will see you on the team page.